Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Chicago Fire Season 13 finale synopsis has us worried about this character's job. We thought that we had taken our losses on April 16. That was the day Deadline confirmed that Darren Ritter, Daniel Keary, and Sam Carver, Jake Lockett, would not be coming back for another season of Chicago Fire. The more we have learned about the show's future, however, the more we've come to realize more characters are at risk, especially come the season finale. The details surrounding the final episode of Season 13 have been scarce, but TV Line let the cat out of the bag when it realized the three storylines that would drive the episode. Two of them focus on the show's power couple, Stella Kidd, Miranda Ray Mayo, and Kelly Severide, Taylor Kinney, but the third focuses on Christopher Herman, David Aikenberg, and his decision to take the chief exam. A decision that could lead to another major cast exit. In a vacuum, no big deal. But in a season that has put Herman at odds with the current Firehouse 51 chief, Don Pascal, Dermot Mulroney, this is huge. Pascal knows that his predecessor, Wallace Bowden, Eamon Walker, wanted Herman for the job, and there's been constant tension between him and Herman as a result, especially when Pascal's wife died and his professional conduct was falling by the wayside. Herman's ambition has been on a seesaw for much of Season 13, with the fact that he has decided to step up and take the chief's exam suggests one of two things. Either the character has decided to move on from Firehouse 51 and take a gig somewhere else, or he wants to push out Pascal and feels he has what it takes to do so. Deadline has already noted that more Chicago Fire exits are possible in the near future. The show has been renewed for another season, but NBC wants to cut costs wherever possible, and writing people off the show seems to be the easiest way to do so. It's why Ritter and Carver are on their way out, and it leads us to believe that Pascal will be shown the door before the start of Season 14. To delve even further behind the scenes, One Chicago has begun encouraging main cast members to set up permanent residence in the Windy City, with the implication being that those who don't will not be getting as much screen time as those who do. David Aikenberg has lived on the north side of Chicago for over a decade. Dermot Mulroney, who joined the cast in 2024, lives in Los Angeles per NBC. We're not saying Mulroney's chief is doomed to be kicked off the show, but we're saying things aren't looking great as we enter the last few episodes of the season. The heat in Firehouse 51 has never been more intense, and this time it's not because of a blaze. As Chicago Fire wraps its explosive 13th season, the finale is leaving fans on edge, not over a life-threatening rescue, a building collapse, or a dramatic explosion, although those things do happen, but because of a job on the line. And not just anyone's job. The Season 13 finale synopsis has us seriously worried about Stella Kidd's future at 51. It all starts innocently enough. The official synopsis reads, as Firehouse 51 responds to a massive call on the city's west side, internal tensions put one firefighter's leadership under scrutiny. That vague teaser might not sound alarming at first, but longtime viewers know exactly who's in the hot seat. Lieutenant Stella Kidd. Over the past few seasons, Kidd has risen through the ranks, from ambitious squad candidate to the confident, rule-abiding lieutenant of Truck 81. She's been a mentor, a friend, and a powerhouse of calm leadership during the most chaotic calls. But lately, something shifted, and the finale hints that those cracks may finally break open. In the penultimate episodes leading to the finale, Kidd has struggled to balance her no-nonsense leadership style with the evolving personalities in her team. A new recruit, firefighter Dominic Reyes, a hotshot from the suburbs with a chip on his shoulder and a tendency to go rogue, has become a particular source of stress. Kid's clashes with Reyes have been escalating all season. When he defies her orders during a fire in episode 19, resulting in minor injuries to another team member, Bowden issues a quiet warning. "You've got to get control of your truck, Lieutenant. Fast." The finale turns that warning into a reckoning. The episode opens with chaos. An 8-alarm fire at an industrial warehouse sends Firehouse 51 rushing into the heart of danger. Smoke, twisted metal, chemical leaks. It's one of those action-packed sequences Chicago Fire does best. But what unfolds during the call is anything but routine. A moment of hesitation, an unclear command, and Reyes rushes ahead into a collapsing structure, dragging a second firefighter with him. Both survive, but barely. The result is a citywide review, and Stella Kidd is the one facing questions. Back at the firehouse, the aftermath is heavy. Kidd is called into a meeting with Chief Bowden and Deputy Commissioner Hill. The words leadership evaluation and temporary suspension are uttered. Kidd, ever composed, takes the hit with grace, but the heartbreak is visible in her eyes. When she returns to her quarters, Severide is waiting. The normally stoic firefighter doesn't hide his anger. "They're questioning your judgment," he says, voice low and fierce. "After all the crap this department has pulled you through." But Kidd isn't looking for comfort. She's questioning herself, too. Could she have done something different? Did she lose the respect of her team? Did the pressures of being one of the few women in a command position finally catch up with her? Elsewhere in the episode, we get quiet, telling moments from other members of the 51 family. Ritter tries to rally support for Kidd, gathering character statements from those who've worked under her. Herman, ever the voice of reason, reminds everyone that firehouses run on trust, and if Kidd is being questioned, it won't just affect her. It'll ripple through the whole team. Even Mouch, recently back on light duty, steps up to advocate for her during a department review. But there's one voice missing, Reyes. Rumors swirl that he's cooperating with the internal investigation. Whether it's self-preservation or ambition, no one can say, but his silence hangs heavy. The climax of the episode isn't a fiery rescue or dramatic hospital scene. It's a closed-door hearing. Kidd sits before a panel of superiors, recounting the decisions she made, the orders she gave, the risks she weighed. It's the most nerve-wracking scene of the finale, not because lives are in danger, but because everything she's worked for, her authority, her respect, her career, hangs in the balance. And then the twist. The panel calls in Reyes. He testifies. And in a moment that stuns the room, he admits that he misread the situation, that he acted out of line, that Kidd had given a direct, clear order, and that he ignored it. The room shifts. Kidd's hands, which had been clenched in her lap, relax just slightly. Still, it's not a full exoneration. The final minutes of the episode see Chief Bowden pulling Kidd aside. The panel's decision is to issue a formal reprimand, he says. No demotion, no suspension, but they'll be watching. Closely. Kidd thanks him, but the weight doesn't lift. Back at home with Severide, she finally cracks. "What if I'm not cut out for this anymore?" she asks. Severide, always a man of few but meaningful words, replies, "The fact that you care this much, that's exactly why you're the right person for the job." As the screen fades to black, viewers are left with a Stella Kidd who is bruised, but not broken. Still standing, but shaken. And with Firehouse 51 forever a house of loyalty, the season ends with a lingering question. Can Kidd regain the full confidence of her team and herself in time for what's coming next? Because if Chicago Fire has taught us anything over 13 seasons, it's that peace never lasts long in the Windy City. And with a new deputy chief rumored to be gunning for Bowden's job, and whispers of budget cuts circling the CFD. Season 14 could be the most political and personal season yet. But for now, fans will be left to speculate all summer long. Is Stella Kid's job truly safe?